Hi everyone and welcome back to Rachel's Enchanting Cakes. Now for today's content we're going to be making this super cute, very small cake topper. This has been presented on a 4-inch square cake drum. It is excellent if you are a beginner, simply because I use a very special mould that creates a free-standing puppet, just like you can see here. I'm going to show you all of the basic equipment that I use, guide you through everything step by step. Obviously, these can be made in advance, ready to place directly on top of your freshly baked cake. Happy baking, everyone. I really do hope I help you again today, and let's make a start. I am using a wood textured embosser. However, if you do not own one of these, you can simply use a cocktail stick. You want to place some modelling paste this time directly over the embosser. Simply push down and then I just go over the top with a rolling pin. When you peel this away, this is what you will have. In order to speed this process up, I then use one of these fence cutters by FMM. If you do not own one of these can be cut out freehand. However, it will take an awful lot longer. The fence is going to need to be left overnight to set, and off camera I simply cover this square drum with some fondant icing. The cake drum and the fondant on there are going to help support my fence. So once your fence is set overnight, I made about 6 of these, but I would recommend making a few extra just in case you make a mistake. I simply cut the base away so that the base is larger to stick directly onto my square cake drum. The secret with fondant and modelling paste is to simply allow it time to set. So I add some edible glue, I push it against the cake drum but also the fondant. I repeat that with my second piece, which has been cut down, and remember the fondant on this drum is going to actually dry. So as long as you leave it to all set, it will stick beautifully, and I'm using that fondant and the edible glue that's been applied to help support this picket fence. Another great tip with this is with the spare pieces, you can use these as an extra support on the back where 2 of your parts of your picket fence actually meet. The edible glue will set once it's given time to. I then repeated that process for another side, and because this is going to be going on at an angle, I just wanted to add some small panels to the left and the right. I'm now going to show you just how easy it is to make that adorable puppet, all of those flowers, and in the meantime you just want to leave this to one side and allow it to dry and set. This is why this mould is perfect for a beginner. I am using the Easy Stand Dog Mould by Katie Sue. It's extremely simple to use, excellent if you are a beginner as mentioned, and she also ships worldwide, so nobody should have difficulty getting hold of this official product. Start by adding a sprinkling of icing sugar. I'm just focusing on the actual puppy at the moment and not his back feet. I then simply tip out any excess. I then fill in certain sections of the mould. So we start where the collar actually is, just a small tiny amount of white. Moving on to the collar that goes around the neck. For this I've chosen to use pink, but obviously if yours is going to be a male dog, you would want to use blue. You only want to use a very small amount, and this is just to pick up on all of those details. We then add the eyes and the nose. I'm doing it in black. You definitely want the eyes in black. We're going to add some white afterwards. And then just to give our puppy just a little bit more detail, I add some random black dots all around the puppy and make sure it's on the paws. Very simple to do. And now I'm going to show you how we get to keep all of these parts of the fondant in place for when we add the modelling paste. I then add a small amount of edible glue to the fondant that I've just added to the mould. This is going to help the white modelling paste stick directly to the fondant and also help prevent movement. You then want to massage your modelling paste so it's lovely and soft and simply place it directly into the mould. Now you can use a very high quality fondant as well with this mould, but just make sure it's completely set before you glue the front of the mould and the back of the mould together. And obviously fondant doesn't set quite as hard as modelling paste, but you do have that option. Be very careful to not move any of that fondant that you've already added directly to the mould. So take your time doing this and make sure you don't use too much because that can accidentally make things move. I then simply repeated that process for the base. So as you can see here, I've had a small amount of black, but not too much. And then I simply repeat that with more white modelling paste. Tip: you now want to place this directly into your fridge. It will go lovely and hard and it will allow us to remove this from the mould with ease without accidental damage. This has been in the fridge for about 30 minutes, so not very long. It removes from the mould with ease and it's lovely and firm. You want to place it directly onto some baking paper because it will start to sweat now. This is where you need to leave it overnight and just allow the modelling paste or fondant to dry completely. Because I like to leave mine to dry, edible glue would be a bit difficult now, so instead I just use some melted chocolate. The reason for the kitchen roll that you just saw there was just to raise the head slightly so that I can add some melted chocolate to the base, and then I simply place that on top and just allow it to set. But as you can see, it's all lovely and firm. The next mould I am using is the Highland Cow mould by Karen Davis. This is what the packaging will look like. Now the reason I'm using this particular mould, as you can see here, is the detailed flowers that you can find on there. This is going to allow me to create some very detailed 3D flowers for my cake topper with ease. Don't worry if you don't have this in your collection, as you can just use simple flower cutters. Just to give you an idea on how easy these are to use, I added a small amount of icing sugar directly to the mould, added some fondant this time, not modelling paste, directly to the top, and due to this mould being lovely and deep, they just come away with ease. I simply repeated that with some of the other flowers. The first thing I did then was push the puppy directly into the soft fondant. This is so I can secure it into place with some edible glue soon. I have added a small ball, as you can see, of green fondant. This is just to help raise the flowers a little bit, so it looks like we've got realistic flower beds. And then using the flowers that I have made with the mould I have just shown you, remember you can use a cutter, but if you have this mould in your collection, or you plan on getting it in your collection, you can see how it can be used for other things. I simply go over that little ball of green fondant and make it look like a beautiful raised flower bed. I then simply apply the edible glue to those indentations that I mentioned. Remember, when the fondant on the drum is set, this will be lovely and secure. I've got my lovely, beautiful puppy. I did add a small amount of white to the eyes, just off camera, just to give them a more realistic touch. And there we have it. Really, really simple. You saw at the beginning me hold a ruler next to this. So you've got a 4-inch square cake topper. Very, very small, very intricate and very, very detailed. But excellent if you are a beginner baker using the correct equipment. Thank you all for your amazing support, everyone. I really do hope I have helped you again today, and I will be back soon with an awful lot more new, completely free content.